Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Paul and All. As always, I'm your host, Paul, and here is a voice familiar to many of you who may listen to Lost with Friends. Introduce yourself.
I'm Megan.
Meghan is here. She's jumped over to the other show.
The
She's
other
pretty
side.
much the, major recurring person I have on the Clock Shelves Entertainment channel, and that is not a problem at all.
I was about to apologize.
No, no, it's good.
I'm sorry,
Because either people are
listeners.
going to they like you already, they're going to grow to like you, or they don't like you and I don't care because I like you and I like talking to you.
Aw, yay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So I've been wanting to get you on an episode of Paul and All so we could, we didn't have to discuss Lost related things or whatever. I know going into this, two of the things that I wanted to discuss. You had posted a funny article, which of course we can't find right now, but that's okay because we have backups in case. And I think one of the things that we both wanted to discuss maybe was the Gilmore Girls revival.
Yes. Um, I'm going to find that animal farts article if it kills me, but until then, we can Gilmore Girls it. I have opinions.
I do as well. So, obviously, to listeners, there will be spoilers if you haven't seen the Gilmore Girls revival. So, you have been warned.
Okay. Um, since I promised it, and I forgot where it was temporarily, and then you helped me find it with your help. um, there was an article by the Washington Post, so we know it's not fake news. Um, and it was titled "Scientists Are Building an Animal Fart Database."
When you posted that headline, I have to tell you, I didn't even read the article. Okay, so I have no idea nothing but that headline. But when you posted that article, I'm pretty sure I messaged you like instantly and said, "This is something we need to discuss on Paul and All."
Yes.
Because this is the
Uh,
type of thing that I want for this show. I want it to get into like goofy conversations and like, sometimes there are deep conversations as well, but like this is the kind of stuff that I would love. So please go ahead, read us this article. Tell us who wrote it.
well, first of all, this is real science, sir. This is not goofy. I need to know what the flatulence habits of all the animals are. My cat, for instance, is very flatulent. She was more so when she had worms, but now she's better. So I'm just saying, farts are important.
Okay.
Yes.
What was that
Um,
movie where oh, in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where the entire movie they are under the impression that girls don't fart. The whole movie, and there's the four women are they end up being burglars. Spoiler, spoiler for a movie that came out in 2001, but they they are burglars and they go to do something, because they're just like, oh, girls don't fart, blah, blah, blah. And then they sneak into the building. They spray, I would assume it's supposed to be like hairspray or whatever. So they see like the lasers, guarding the diamonds as
mm.
one tends to do in a thievery movie. And, so they do these incredible gymnastics and cool shots and whatever to get over the lasers. And the last one finally lands, and she does a pose, like a kind of rock star pose, where she's there and she puts her hand, and her finger up in the air, and then just this massive fart just lets out, and that sets off the alarms. And she's just like, "Oh, the skeevy little stoners were right. Girls do fart." And I'm just like, I mean, I understand the concept of it's a weird universe. If you know anything about Kevin Smith movies, especially the View Askew universe movies by Kevin Smith, it's a really weird universe. But like, they're women in their um 20s, 30s, and they don't realize that women fart? Come on.
Yeah. Well, some people are like that, and that's sad.
But they're women.
Yeah. Some people are like that, and it's sad.
I
um,
guess.
yeah. Personally, I, in my liberated late 20s, just started farting on everyone and didn't stop. And that is how I have become who I am.
Okay.
I don't know. That got really deep really quickly. Maybe I'll fart on this podcast, and that would be fantastic.
That would get clicks, I think.
I sense some hesitation on your part, Paul. Are you okay?
It's just weird.
Nay, nay. Everybody does it. Everybody farts. But anyway, this, I don't know. I haven't read it all the way through the intro, but there are some people at Queen Mary University, and that is in London, who are very
Wait.
curious about
First, I'm
animal
sorry. Before you
farts.
go on with that, tell us first who wrote the article, just so we know, so we can, got to give the author credit.
The author is Jason Biddle, and he wrote it on January 11th.
Okay,
And
so this
again,
is
this is
definitely
for,
recent.
yeah, the Washington Post 2 weeks ago. Three weeks ago? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I heard a clicky noise. Um, Hold on, I'm plugging this in. Oh, okay. So yeah, this article. One of my favorite parts about it is that they have identified a hashtag for this. Does it fart? Is the hashtag. Sorry, I'm moving around. I just plan to make lots of noises throughout this podcast.
That's okay. I
Sorry,
tend to not cut
listeners.
these really, so
Good.
this is just gonna be all pretty much all there. I can't. You sent me the article. I'm trying to read it, but a thing keeps popping up that I have to send them my email address. What is up with that, Washington Post? I don't want
I
to have
didn't
to
get
send you
that.
my email address to read this article. I just want to read it. I want some animal farts news.
I need to know about these animals farting. Um, so evidently tons of animals fart. Bats fart. Uh, and according to this scientist, David Bennett, a PhD candidate, of course he's going to get his PhD now. The bigger they are, the harder they honk. So, like elephants, bigger farts. Um, However, marine invertebrates like oysters, mussels, and crabs are not able to fart. But
Really?
I've seen little shelled creatures give up gas bubbles. So I don't know.
I've seen it in cartoons.
Yeah. Well, I've seen it in the water where they
Oh,
release
that's right.
air,
You're an
but it's
outside person. I forgot.
yeah, I go outside sometimes. Yeah. Um, Snakes sometimes discharge feces and musk as a defensive strategy. This is often accompanied by what I would consider classic fart noises, said Steen, a wildlife ecologist at Auburn University. More scientists. This is science. So, animals fart. I knew that because my cat has this thing she does every night where she realizes I'm laying down and gets up on my chest and like expects to be loved. And I'm cool with that. But sometimes she gets too relaxed. And the way she wants to be on my chest makes her butthole like right in my face. So when she gets too relaxed, she'll just let out a little poot. And I'm pretty sure I've gotten pink eye at least once because of her. So I'm just letting everyone know that. Cat gave me pink eye by tooting in my face. But she's pretty.
Very cool cat. Very cool cat. Yes.
Yeah.
My
Cool.
favorite. I've said it before. I'll say it again. My favorite non-fictional cat.
Who is your favorite fictional cat?
It's tied between Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch
Mm.
and Aunt Wendy the cat from Witches of East End.
Oh, you know what? I was just watching that today.
I love that show.
Oh my
Made
God, I
Janae
know. I'm
McMahon
so
all
pissed
about
off
it.
that they canceled it. Ugh, so
Actually,
mad.
well, we are friends on Facebook. Every year when that article pops up in my, on this day thing, I always comment, "Still can't believe this show got
Oh my God,
canceled."
I know. Freddie Prinze Jr. was on there. They had something going on. I don't know why they canceled it. I hate them. Whoever it was.
The only thing that I would have changed about that show, the only thing would have been the mom. I would have had her pick whether she was trying to be American or trying to be British,
Oh, I
because
know, right?
because she is British, I believe, or Australian or something, and her accent just fades in and out, and that's the only thing that I would have changed.
Yeah, I explained that away by saying, well, she was around in 1693, so she's gone through several centuries of American times. Maybe that was her weird, muddled, I used to be British, but now I'm not thing.
But see, if it were me, I would just have it be like she is, because none of the rest of them who have also been around lots of times, and yeah, I know the daughters were getting reborn. Again, spoilers, for this show apparently too. Sorry, people. Great show. You should watch it. It's very much in like the Buffy Vampire Diaries genre of TV shows. Charmed, of course. A lot of people compared it to that. But all the characters, the four women at least, have been around. So realistically, they all should have been fading in and out on accents, or have chosen one or the other. She was the only one who like couldn't figure out what she was doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it was still good. Oh my God. And I
Oh,
want all of
great, good
Ingrid's
show.
dresses. Oh my God. I love her wardrobe. And I keep trying to find things like it, and it just doesn't work. I don't have that Hollywood budget, I guess, or that Lifetime budget.
Um, well, one, I want to go back to the. You know what? Let me go with the Lifetime thing first. Did you ever watch Unreal on Lifetime?
No.
That is the show to watch. I don't know what. I don't know if it's on, because I know like Witches of East End, I believe, is on Netflix. I don't know if it's on Netflix or Hulu, but it
It's on
is
Netflix. Well, not
Unreal.
Unreal. Which is of East End. Hold on. Where can I watch Unreal? Typed it in. Quit playing with that. Go.
Is that
Thank you.
the cat?
Yeah, I plugged my computer in and she keeps unplugging it
Oh. Um,
because she's a jerk.
but
It's
Unreal,
on
it
Hulu.
has Shiri Appleby from Roswell and Life Unexpected. I think she was also on Girls for a season or so.
Hmm.
And Constance Zimmer from Entourage. They're the two main women on this show, and it is about behind the scenes of a bachelor type show. So it's all about these two women like setting up other people to be in situations that will get them ratings for their show, and they manipulate people, and it's great.
That sounds
It's
fantastic.
it is not. I was trying to get another one of our mutual friends into it, and this girl was saying, no, 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 it's Lifetime. I said, this is not your mother's Lifetime show.
I'm totally okay with my mother's Lifetime, by the way. Holy crap.
Well, yeah, I know you are, but not everybody is. I wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily watch some stuff that I know used to be on Lifetime, but knowing that those two actresses were in it, I was, and one of the writers, she actually co-creator, she left the show at the beginning of season two. Um, I'm blanking on her name right now. Oh my goodness, I'm a terrible fan. I'm blanking on her name. Marty Noxon. She was like one of the top writer producers on Buffy. So of course, with the if two actresses that I like and a writer that I like, I'm gonna give the show a shot. And I remember watching the very first episode, and I was hooked.
Nice.
So
Yeah. I'm made fun of a little bit for my taste in TV programming because the greatest gift I was ever given was the full box set of every episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
That's actually one that I never
Oh
really
my God.
got into. The only thing that I mean, like, obviously, like, I've seen some episodes of it, and I remember one of the restaurants around here, um it would be like every, maybe once, twice, three times a month, because it was very, very close to where I was living when I was younger. My mom and I, we would go and be like, oh, you know what, let's go out to dinner. And it wasn't like, it was like a corner restaurant here in town. It wasn't like fancy, but we would go there and they would have, like, I don't know if you want to even say, because to me, like, I associate that kind of show with like Baywatch, and you know what I mean. Like, there's a certain type of show that is, in my opinion. Does that make any sense, or am I just like thinking of things?
No, it makes sense. I was thinking more along the lines of it's one of those shows on WGN that's aired and geared toward grandparents. So, like, Matlock would sandwich it between Murder, She Wrote.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
and I know the programming very well because when I was a substitute teacher, some days I would just take off to do like my own thing. And our local station would run three Walker, Texas Rangers in a row in the afternoon. And I would just get on the treadmill and go until it stopped. It was awesome. And that was my life in West Virginia. Yep.
I always find it interesting. I know we've talked about it a few times, but I always just find it interesting that you used to be a teacher, because I know you and I know that you're very educated, but I can't necessarily picture you being like, okay, class, because I know you as like, that's my friend Megan, not like authority Megan.
Yeah, well, they never thought that either.
Aw.
No, I liked teaching. I like imparting knowledge, especially when it comes to historical things, but I don't know. It definitely was not the right thing for me, especially because as time went on, my patience waned and waned. And so uh, I would, near the end, I would go, and I had to substitute the whole time because I moved and I subbed here for a year, and there
Well,
were
wait,
no.
wait, wait. I'm sorry, really quick. Tell them where here is for those who don't know.
I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. Um,
Okay.
in fact, our school system is so bad here that I was paid more in West Virginia by like $50 a day. It's the politics here for teachers. It's just awful. But hopefully we'll get some reform soon. I don't know.
You
Anyway,
do know who they just I mean, not to get political, because you and I, we don't talk about that stuff, but you do know that who they just named Secretary of Education, right?
yeah, I know. Did that go through?
Yes.
Oh, balls.
I'm
Oh.
fairly certain it did.
Well, as a former teacher, I want to officially say that if I have children someday, they're either going to charter school, private school, or homeschool because I have
See, that's
seen,
funny, because as someone who doesn't like any form of, well, almost any form of government, I've always thought that I was going to send my kids to a private school or something.
yeah, well, yeah, I used to be okay with it, but I had a really good school system when I grew up. And now especially when I was a teacher, I saw it and it was just like, do you people realize what you're doing to your children by sending them there every day? Like, it's just bad. And I got so burnt out near the end that I kind of contributed to the problem. I would just be like, all right, sit down, you know the drill. Here's your work for the day. If you have any questions, please let me know. But other than that, I'll be over here. And that was horrible. And I'm not proud of that. I used to be a good teacher, but they beat it out of me.
Well, but I mean, I don't know. I only know the experience of, I don't want to say hazing, but not really taking substitutes seriously. Did you want to be? I mean, I would, as far as I know, you have to be a sub before you get to be an actual teacher, right?
It kind of in some school districts you can walk into a job, but in the ones that I ended up in, they were always, beyond capacity, and you had to wait for a job, and then you were stuck in like I did high school, and then you'd be stuck in ninth grade, crappy history until finally one day they'd let you teach like poli sci or something.
Okay.
You'd have to be like 60 before they'd let you do it. So it's just uh, it's a messed up system in every aspect of it. But um, oh my God, what was that noise? Okay.
You okay?
Anyway, no, it's just I'm the only one home, so any weird noise is like, okay, the cat couldn't have made that. What was that? We're gonna walk to the other room and you're gonna call 911 if I get attacked.
I don't.
Anyway,
Does that, can that work from out of state?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, cat probably just knocked something over. Anyway, I really, in the beginning when I was in West Virginia, I worked at a really good school and all the kids were really good, and it was oddly for West Virginia, and that's not saying much, but it was an inner city school, and all the kids were just sweethearts because they like I don't know, it was just a really good environment there where everybody understood that yeah, these kids are mostly troubled, but we're going to come in and do our best for them every day, and they're going to understand that we care about them and that's what they need. So uh, while I did see glimpses of that in Raleigh, it wasn't enough to, you know, make a real difference. I don't know. It's just sad. I miss it sometimes.
I could believe that, yeah.
Let's
Cause
make all your listeners really sad.
no, no, no. I just all I was thinking of was there's this one story that I have about a substitute teacher, and it's very very mean. And now I
Now
kind
you
of feel
feel bad.
bad in retrospect.
That's okay. No, um if you can't hold your own as a sub, then you don't need to be out there. Like I was not really messed with much until the last day I was there. Um and that's when I was cornered in a parking lot for telling the teacher that they had been bad the day before. And that was my last day as a teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, I was cornered in a parking lot by 5 or 6 teenage girls.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I got better. No, it's cool because it led to freelancing and writing for a living, which is something I always wanted to do. It was the kick in the butt that I needed.
Well, yeah, I know you, and I know that what you do now, I know that you mostly love doing it.
Yeah,
There are days, and everybody has that at their job, where it's like, oh my goodness, you know?
yeah, but I get to take pictures and do Facebook and generally be on social media all day for money. I can't complain about that.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, I think that would be awesome to do.
Yeah, it was weird how I got there, but I got there. I'm also looking over this Google spreadsheet of animal farts.
Okay,
They
so what more is there to that? Because we got off topic a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, no, it's fine. I mean, this is Paul and all to me is supposed to just be a conversation, and that, well, especially a conversation with me, that absolutely happens where you get off topic a lot.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with that. Luckily, you were still looking at the original thing to the point where I would go, at one point, I would go, like, maybe, Sunday while I'm at work, I would go, we never finished talking about the animal farts thing.
We never finished that discussion about animal farts. Well,
Which, of
it's a
course, would lead
pretty.
me to message you saying, hey, we never finished this. I guess you'll just have to come back on the show again.
Oh, well, I'm trying to make sure that never happens.
Yes, clearly, because anyone who listens to both this and Lost with Friends knows that, you're never willing to talk to me about anything.
It's true. Um,
Sorry, I'm ironically, I'm sipping tea after I say a sarcastic line like that.
hmm. um, so this list is you can ask for permission to have access to edit it, which is cool, and I kind of want to. But it's a short list that they've compiled of 86 animals so far. So obviously they've not gone too far into the world of, animals. But everything has a yes, no, or maybe. So some of the things that pop out immediately, and the descriptions are hilarious. And this is in the article. I guess you could put it in the show notes, that link.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. So
Well, let us in on the funny.
I know, right? So sometimes it says hell yes when it asks, does it fart? Um, excuse me.
Oh,
Don't cut that
not
burp out.
exactly, but close enough.
I burped, not farted.
I know,
Uh,
that's why I said not exactly, but close enough.
right. The ones that say hell yes are the ones that I will share with you.
Okay.
Bobcats are a hell yes, and it says in the notes, squirrel-based farts are the worst. Um, I can't
Squirrel?
believe that this guy has. I wonder if this is his dissertation, like if this is the data he's collecting. Oh God.
To be able to use hell yes in your
Well,
dissertation?
I'm just thinking like peer-reviewed scientific dissertation. Maybe you should have gone a little more professional. I appreciate the comedy here. I just hope he's not like using this as his thing. Giraffes are a hell yes. Um,
See, I mean,
description.
as someone who never went to college, I kind of disagree with you there. I think that sometimes science and all that stuff is a little too stuffy and a little too elitist. So like this gets me interested to be like, what else does science have? Where they're like,
No,
yeah,
I
hell
totally
yeah,
agree.
giraffes do fart. Not
I
just
do
like, yes,
agree.
this species of animal has flatulence. Like, you know what I mean? Like that would turn me off. I'd be like, oh, what did I just read? What is that? But when they're like, yeah, hell yeah, that happens.
Well, yeah, and then they put the description, and you want to read all the descriptions because it's like, oh, well, yes, African wild dogs do fart. Any self-respecting canine does.
Is that what it says?
Yes. So, I mean, I get that at the same time. Like, this can be a fun side thing, but if you want your dissertation to be accepted, this would not be a part of it. And that's just sad. And I know, but if you introduce jokes into the scientific world, you're less likely to be taken seriously, which
Wait a minute.
sucks.
Didn't we just purposely name something after our current president here in the United States just because people wanted to make fun of his haircut?
Well, but you have to be able to be in that position to do that. And in order to get to that kind of position, you have to work your way up, which sucks. And if anybody out there,
Elitist. That's what I that
yeah,
yeah.
it is elitist and it sucks. If anybody out there is a scientist and thinks I'm wrong, please correct me because I want to have hope for the world. So, Burmese pythons are often silent but deadly. Man, I'm a downer tonight. I'm so sorry. Let's
No,
talk
no.
about
I
my
love the fact
failed
that it's
teaching
like the
career and how
pythons are
elitist the
silent but
scientific
deadly.
field is. Wah. Copperheads elicit a small squeak so small that you think you may be mistaken until it hits you. Very dry and feral, with a slight copperhead musk.
This is unbelievable. I cannot believe that this is like an actual thing.
Yeah, this is real. Um,
This is science, people. You know what?
this,
Speaking of science, really quickly, you know what I just saw earlier today? I mean, I don't know if you'd consider it science. I saw a video. It's like maybe 2.5 minute video of this catfish in like a fish tank, just swimming up to another fish and just swallowing it whole. Like the fish was like
oh,
it was the same size as the catfish, and then like the catfish just grew like because the whole fish is like in its I don't know do they have bellies whatever it was in its system, and so like it just looked like it was just like bombing around with this, and it looked like the fish that had been eaten was still maybe moving around in there.
hmm.
Do you want me to send it to you so you could see?
I don't know. I might get sad.
Well, it happens. Let me see if
uh,
I can find it. Go ahead, keep talking while
do
I
it.
try to look for this.
Do it. Uh, Rhinoceros iguana. The description next to that is sounds wet. Uh,
Sounds.
uh, yeah, I like this. This makes me happy. Soft-shell clams can puke, but not fart. It's broadly assumed that spiders can, but never proven. Da, 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 da. Oh, somebody just messaged me.
Gee, I wonder
Oh,
who.
it's you! Oh my God! Unicorns are on here.
Well, you know that if I'm not
It's
mistaken, they are one of the official animals on the seal of the United Kingdom, at
yeah.
least Scotland.
Well, unicorns in mythology. Oh, here I go teaching you. Sarah. Um, and in general symbolism, unicorns are taken as a sign of like masculinity. So if a dude has a unicorn tattoo, it means he's a badass.
Um, you were incorrect because you didn't teach me because I already knew that.
Fine. I'm a teach you before this is over, son. Oh, look, there's fishies swimming. They
I
look
have to include
fine.
the link to this too so people could watch it.
Gosh, I'm so nervous. This makes me really nervous. So I'm just
Okay,
gonna
wait.
watch.
Yeah, go ahead. Watch. I'm actually a few minutes. I'm a few seconds behind you, but I'm
Oh,
rewatching it again too.
I'm so nervous. Oh God, oh God. What is he doing? He's like kind of. Oh God. Oh. Oh. That sucks. Oh my God. I'm really sad.
I'm sorry, but it's you can't say that's not funny or fascinating.
It's fascinating, but holy wow. Wow. I'm gonna okay.
Is it still
So,
going?
well, yeah, but I'm thinking like of all the times people told me that there were catfish in the river behind my house the size of VW bugs, and thinking, oh, one of those could easily have swallowed me at that juncture. I'm glad I'm not dead.
I'm glad too.
Yay, I lived.
Is it still
I
is the video still going?
I turned it off because I got really sad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't want to
Well, at
watch
the one, I don't
anymore.
know if you noticed, but at the one point, there's another catfish which tries eating that catfish.
Oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not a fish because I like blinking and stuff.
Oh my god, I am still watching this video. This is the third time actually I've
Oh,
watched it today
why are catfish such jerks?
because they needed to name people after them.
Hmm. Okay.
You know what
I
I'm talking
turned the
about.
video back on. Uh, He's oh, his stomach is all bulgy.
That's what I'm saying. He's like twice the size.
He's got a full other fish inside of him.
But watch the belly.
Oh
The
my
other fish
God.
is like moving in there.
Oh my
Do you
God.
see it?
I do. I'm so grossed out. I'm really sad too. Oh, I hope that other fish explodes. I want to watch it till he explodes. Your audience has abandoned me.
No, I think they're going to be, because this is the audio version of, when people do reaction videos, like, oh, watch this thing. And like, you know what I mean? Somebody on YouTube is filming themselves watching this weird thing. This is just the audio version of that.
This fish can't even swim. He's just like me after I eat hibachi. I have to have Mike carry me out. Poor guy.
So, yes, you brought up Mike. You are in a relationship with internationally renowned photographer Mike Gilman, who
I
anyone
am.
who listens to Lost with Friends knows who that is. I have yet to have him on this show, but I've already discussed, when our schedules can sync up properly, that there's, of course, many, many things that I want to ask him. Not that I don't want to ask you many, many things,
No,
of
no,
course,
you just
Megan.
wanted to talk about animal farts and.
And Gilmore
No,
Girls.
that was all. It was just animal farts. You added Gilmore Girls for fun.
Well, mostly because I thought that would be a funny title, Animal Farts and Gilmore Girls.
Well, yeah, we have to talk about them at some point then. But, yeah, internationally renowned photographer Michael Gilman. With that guy around, you really have to hone your other talents because, man, if you try to take pictures around him, you're like, oh, my picture of this horse is not as good as your picture with this horse, obviously, forever.
Don't. No, no. You know what, listeners? Don't let Megan fool you. She is a great photographer as well.
Well, thank you. But I did have a guy around to help me learn how to do that. I had a camera before he came along, but I was mostly shooting automatic settings at that point. I did do a wedding before I met him. So, but it was like a 20-person wedding. Oh,
Um, you are from. Speaking of weddings, you are from West Virginia, correct?
yes.
Okay. When we have talked, several things, oddly enough, several things seem to be in common between where you come from and where I am currently from.
Hmm.
Because around here, we like to think that we are more southern than we actually are. Um, we do. Many people around here, they have trucks and they have the Confederate flag and, all that. They listen to country music, which I have no problem with country music. I actually like country music. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Um, but they just tend to think that, they are, they if they wear cowboy boots and big belt buckles and drive trucks, they are country. And
You said it like country.
country.
They're country.
um
I totally
I'm just
derailed you. I'm
wondering, there are certain
sorry.
things that we do in this area, and we've talked about this before, the way that we speak. We have our somewhat of our own dialect around here in Northeast PA. By the way, because I was talking about this with Jake when he was here, because I said something about PA, and he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "PA, it's Pennsylvania," and he goes, "Oh." I said, "Yeah, we're like the only state in the entirety of the United States that refers to itself, or that is ever referred to as its two-letter initial." Because like you would never hear someone from Texas be like, "Well, back in the old TX," you
Yeah.
know.
Well, I think everywhere has their own way of doing that. I
With
don't
the
know.
initials though, would you ever say you're from WV?
Well, you have to say W.
I
But
said it,
usually
didn't I?
people say West by God, Virginia. West by God, Virginia.
Why? Is there a reason?
It's just that's what it's called.
Okay. Well, no, but you had said about, a small wedding, and it made me think, have you ever been to a wedding reception in a fire hall
Yes.
in West Virginia?
Yes. And in a police station.
Okay, so see, because that's a huge thing around here is wedding receptions in fire halls, and I've said that to people in other places, and they think that I'm crazy, which I mean I am, but for other reasons. But that's one of the things around here, and see, I'm glad to know that it's not just around here, so we're not as weird, or maybe you're just as weird as us,
Maybe we
but
are just as weird. In the town that I come from now, well, always really, but more recently, I've seen a lot of people driving four-wheelers as cars.
really.
Yeah, they just do that to get around now. I
Oh,
guess
see,
it's
we're
more
not
fuel
we're not
efficient.
that bad yet.
Oh man,
Mostly,
no.
especially in the particular, like the town where I am. I walk out my front door, and the main street of our town is an interstate highway. So we're not, I'm pretty sure you're not legally allowed to do that.
Hmm.
I have heard them, like late at night. Like I
Late
have heard
at
ATVs
night,
going.
I hear the buzzing of the four-wheelers.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's illegal there, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. I think it's my dad always said this when we were little. I don't know if it's still true or not, but the two states in the country where you can legally eat roadkill are the state that I lived in and the state that I was born in. So that says something about me,
What
I
state were you
guess.
born in, if you don't mind me asking?
Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're Southern through and through.
Well, not necessarily, because I have that weird non-accent sometimes.
That's true. I have commented on that in the past.
Yeah. My parents are from New York. All my family is from the New England area, and yet I'm uber Southern and also
Okay.
German now since I said Uber, but no. Um, I mean, yeah. And it's funny how like
Do you mean Uber or Uber?
Uber.
And see, we can now circle back to Gilmore Girls at some point based on that.
We will. Uh, it's funny the degrees of Southern you can become because there's kind of like Kentucky and Tennessee are like Eastern Southern or not Eastern, Western. God, I'm tired. I'm sorry. They're both like Western
See,
Southern.
folks, she taught history, not geography, so
No, I taught geography too. I just
well, that's even
taught
worse
it
then.
better.
I was
It's been
trying
a
to help you
while.
out,
It's
but
been a while. Anyway, Eastern, Southern, and then there's like deep Appalachia, and that's
wait,
like
I'm sorry. How do you say it?
deep Appalachia.
Appalachia?
Yeah,
Okay.
Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, no, I know I've never heard it pronounced that way though. Is that how it's
Really?
pronounced?
Yeah,
Oh.
at least in the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh, see, there you
Some
go.
people say
That's what you taught me.
Appalachian.
Appalachian, that's yeah. But there
It
you
just
go.
depends.
That's what you taught me.
Oh God. And that west was actually east. But no, there are factions of Southern and degrees. So like you guys have your own Southern thing going on. And then when I lived in West Virginia, I thought I was Southern, and then I moved down here, and now I'm like, wow, I knew nothing about being Southern. And then I've mentioned my Uncle Danny and his peach tea voice. Like he is way more Southern than I could ever attempt to be, because he talks like this and sits on his back porch, and it's just like, oh my
In a
God,
in a wooden rocking chair.
he does.
That's
Yeah.
exactly how I pictured it.
Yeah, he has a fan. He looks like Colonel Sanders, the whole nine yards. So yeah, I mean there are different degrees of Southern. I mean, my cousins in Massachusetts had what they kind of referred to as, I'm trying to think of a nicer way to say what they said. They had Southern like neighbors. So, like a car up on the blocks, and then like they wore camo all the time. It just depends on how you identify wherever you are geographically.
Well, I know. So a friend of mine, guy that I used to work with, he was dating a girl. I don't remember how they met, but she lived most of the time. She lived in North Carolina, actually near you, oddly
Hmm.
enough. And like I think because you guys are right outside of Raleigh, right? Or are you in
We are
Raleigh?
still in Raleigh, but we're in North Raleigh,
Okay, maybe she lived right outside of it then. So it
probably
was. I know it
in like
wasn't that far.
in Cary or Durham or somewhere like that.
Maybe I don't remember.
Yeah, we have so many suburbs, it's ridiculous.
But so he was dating this girl, and then he was moving there with her after they had only known each other a few months, and it ended up not working out. It actually, for each of them separately, it did work out, but as a couple, it didn't work out. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Um, but the I think it was like the only time I actually like met her. Um, I was talking about how, people around here think they're Southern, but they are not. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, they are definitely not. She's like, I know they think they are, but they are not. Or not Southern. I
Yeah.
said country. They think they're country.
Yeah. Country is a better, I don't know, descriptor.
It's all
Maybe
encompassing,
that's
I
what I was
think.
getting at. Country. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think you don't necessarily need geography to dictate how you go.
Well, no, because I mean, I'm like one of the whitest white people you'll ever meet, but I always say that I grew up in the projects because in the area that I'm from, the low income housing that I lived in was the projects. But then, you go over to the other side of the river and people are like, yeah, good one, because that's really like the bad part. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for me, it was there was people living next to me who, they were dealing drugs in the apartment next door, and whatever. And to me, I was like, oh, this is rough. But then you go over to the other side of the river, and no, that's rough.
Yeah. No, we had that too. Um, but we, it was more separated by what creek you came from. I know that sounds odd. So
That's
I was,
another PA thing. You say creek.
yeah, well, a lot of people say crick.
We say crick.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Jake could not get over that. Unless you're
Well,
talking about Dawson's Creek, like the TV show, or
which was filmed
like
in
the
North
creek in the
Carolina.
steps, it's
Yeah.
crick.
My goodness. No. No, 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 no. I guess if you have like a big chaw in your mouth, that's how you like, oh, pint crook. Guys, I don't know. Anyway, like I grew up right outside of Paint Creek, and there were other creeks, but it was almost like a clan kind of thing,
Do you want
like
to
Scottish
rephrase that?
clan, like Scottish clan, not clan. Everyone else got it, Paul. Jeez. Um, no, like it was just like, you have your last name and then you have your family you associate with. Oh, and there's what creek you're from. So that's how we did it. It's weird.
Okay. Yeah, see, it was
Yeah.
always I mean, we didn't really have any of that. Like, at a certain point around here, my mother's maiden name, everybody knew them because of my grandfather, but that, like, you know what I mean? At a certain point, that stuff, even in small towns like these, that kind of disappears after
Yeah,
like a generation, you know?
that's true. I don't know.
And especially because around here, a lot of people, they move, like a lot of, they either, the kids moved out of state for whatever reason, and a lot of people who move here are from New York or New Jersey or whatever, because they know that we have, I don't want to say we have a lot of open jobs here, but one of the reasons, from what I understand, and I'm not saying this about anyone that I know in particular, but from what I understand, we have one of the most lax things for, like, lax standards for government assistant programs around here. So a lot of
Mm,
people like to come here for that.
wow. Hmm,
Yeah.
fair
We are
enough.
just alienating any potential
I
listeners
know.
with
It's
this.
like the downer episode with Megan. Hey guys, you want to be really depressed? Go listen to this episode that Megan and I just did.
But we're still gonna call it Animal Farts and Gilmore Girls.
Okay, I'm down with that. Big time. So, Gilmore Girls, let's talk. Let's talk.
It was to die for. It was like butter. No.
Chickpeas, neither chick nor pea. Discuss.
I can't keep doing that voice, or I won't. I'll get too into it. It's like when I do a British voice in my head, and I just start doing it like all the time. I have to get myself out of that.
Yeah, I do that too. Um, so
So I have to be honest. I still only watched the entire thing through the one time because I watched it. I was working the day that it came out. I came home and I watched it pretty much from the moment I got home until a little after midnight because there was no, and I was tired that day, but there was no way I was going to bed with like one episode left, or like half an episode or even an episode and a half. I'm like, no, I'm watching the whole thing.
hmm,
And I started rewatching the winter the next day, but I couldn't. There was too many other things on my mind that I couldn't bring myself to focus on it. So I've still
right.
only ever watched it through the one time.
Well, don't feel bad because I waited. Um, I was traveling around for Thanksgiving, so I didn't get to watch it immediately because it
Oh,
didn't.
that's right.
Yeah. Well, Mike doesn't like it, and I don't want to subject it to him, like subject him to it rather. Um,
Oh my
so
goodness, I just realized that my dad is going to listen to this.
yeah.
When he was around here, I gave him so much crap for watching this show cuz my mom watched it and then he kind of got into it. And I used to tease him
Um,
so bad. And of course, I had my own quote unquote girly shows. Like I used to watch, I mean I still do, but I watched like One Tree Hill and, like Grey's Anatomy and stuff like that. But I was like, Gilmore Girls, come on, Dad. And
Gilmore.
then a few years ago, my mother got me into it as well, and I guess I owe my dad a big apology for that. So, Dad, if you're listening to this, I know, in a few days from now, I'm gonna get a text of him going, "Aha!" or something. So, you know, uh, sorry, I guess. Because, well, no, what made me think of that was, Mike doesn't like it, and like whenever I tell like other guys, I'm like, yeah, I'll say something about Gilmore Girls, and they'll give me the same reaction. I'm like, they're like, Gilmore Girls, and I'm like, it's hot mothers and daughters. What's not to like?
You're the guy in the first episode, aren't you?
No, because she was underage.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Um, so anyway, I did have to wait because I didn't want to make Mike watch it if he didn't want to. We have this thing where we're nice to each other. I wanted to carry on with that.
And you've been together
I
for how long? It's new, obviously, right? If you're still nice to each other.
know, right? We've been together for 5 years. No, no, 3 years. Why did I say five? I just read the word five. Okay, that's why. Um, 3 years last November. So, yeah.
Oh, so you guys were only together like a year when I met yous.
Yeah. Oh, you said yes.
That's I okay, I
Yeah.
remember one of the last times we talked, you said that you were going to point out when I actually say something in Hainabonics, and use YOUSE is absolutely one of the, some people say you, some people say y'all or all y'all or whatever. We here in this, and there's actually a map where it shows that, and I've posted it a few times across my social media platforms, where it's, it shows two sections of blue. One part of the country says you all, another, or whatever, and another country says, or another part of the country says y'all, and there's a circle right around Pennsylvania and parts of Ohio, and maybe even a little bit of New Jersey, where we say use. Why? Because one is you more than one is use.
Well, you said yes.
Well, it's the same thing.
Oh, I was just being nitpicky. Hey, get out of there. Thank you. Come here. Say hi to Paul. Say hi. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. She says hi. I'm that person. Okay, anyway.
I know you.
Oh, God. My cat has an Instagram. um, she's a jerk sometimes, but I love her. That's probably what Mike thinks about me.
No.
But yeah, we got together in November of 2013. Yeah. But we were friends a bit before that too, because he was the one that introduced me to Lost.
That's
And
actually, I was thinking about that in my head. I'm trying to place that timeline because I remember you on an episode of Lost with Friends, available now on the Clock Show's YouTube channel. Um,
very
you
good.
had mentioned, and I think I left it in the episode because, we, as you can tell, people, from the way that Megan and I talk, when we talk, although we try to stay on a certain subject, we absolutely go off. Both of us go
Yeah.
off on certain tangents. So I have to go through and cut a lot of that stuff out because although it makes for great content, it doesn't make for great specific Lost related content all the time. But I
Wow.
believe I left it in one of the episodes where you said that it was, I think, the summer of 2013 where you watched it. So just now, when you're like, yeah, we didn't get together until like the fall, I'm like, wait a minute,
Wait a
something's
minute.
off here.
Yeah, no, we were friends before that. So, yeah, it's good.
Makes sense. I approve.
Thanks, Paul. Now I can continue my relationship. I
I know you were waiting on that, so
know I needed your approval. Um, no, he's good, dude. I like him. Uh, he's tonight doing some photography things, so I'm hanging out with the cat, watching TV and making newsletters and talking to you.
nice.
Yeah. Um, ever since I stopped freelancing, I've been having this problem where I can't stop working when I should be having fun free time because I don't know what to do with myself anymore.
And I bet me asking you to freelance do this kind of stuff doesn't help, right?
No, this is a fun thing. This is classified as fun things.
Oh,
Whereas, like, I have to finish a newsletter for my church camp. So,
okay.
yeah. Um, I picked up all these side jobs and ended up doing a lot of them just for the heck of it. So, yeah. And it's so funny. I don't know if you've met a more blasphemous person, but yet I'm doing my childhood church camps, social media. It's pretty funny.
Well, you know, I mean, you know me pretty well. You know how I talk, and apologies to any of my fellow Christian friends, but certain it's not really the greatest example. But some people may look at me and go, "I can't possibly believe that guy's a Christian," because and I mean, again, I don't want to get all political, but I have this issue where and maybe it's just a Catholic versus Protestant thing or whatever. And here I go again, just alienating people all across the board, burning the bridge as I cross it. I saw this thing the other day that said the Pope made some sort of comment that, I don't support certain people within the political realm for whatever reason. And it's not just because of, like, oh, I only support people from my party, or not because I didn't vote for the person who represented the political party of which I am a part of
That was the
this
most
this time.
diplomatic thing you've ever said.
What's that?
So that was the most diplomatic, politically correct thing you've ever said.
It probably is, because normally I don't care about what I say.
Ah,
But
I'm surprised.
but the Pope made a comment that you can't call yourself a Christian and support President Donald Trump. Which my question, and politics and religion, those are the two things that pretty much they tell you not to talk about, and we don't have to get into that. But my only question is, in the terms of Christianity, not Catholicism, but Christianity, it is about a personal relationship with Jesus. How can the Pope, whatever the Pope thinks that the Pope is, God's emissary on earth or whatever, how can the Pope dictate what my personal relationship is with my God?
Well, not every denomination feels that it is a personal journey.
I understand. I know that.
Mind blown. No,
No. I know that, but that just bugs me because that's how I was always taught that it's, and I've and it's just that, because that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's what they teach, even to a certain extent.
yeah, I get that.
You know what? Actually, on that note, that very hesitant reply from you, I am going to say let's take a pause right here because
Okay.
that's just about an hour we've been for this episode. So we'll call this the end of part one. If you want to
Oh,
keep talking,
wow.
that is. We will call this the end of part one of Animal Farts and Gilmore Girls.
So,
And then we will continue the conversation momentarily
but
to
what's our
be,
cliffhanger?
yeah, cliffhanger, exactly.
We need a cliffhanger.
So, thank you for everyone for listening. You know what, Megan? I'll give you the chance now. I'll give you a chance, of course, a little bit later. But I know anyone who listens to the Lost with Friends show knows that you're not really on the social media things. But go ahead. Why don't you plug whatever it is you'd like to plug this time?
I would like to plug the hashtag does it fart. And I would also like to say that I have a website, and that's a cool place sometimes. I post pictures there. It's at adventuresinverdance.com. And verdance is spelled Verdance. It's a nice way of saying that things are green. So, yeah. Cool.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, I honestly, I was waiting for something about Gypsy in there.
Oh, yeah, she has an Instagram. She's pretty fabulous.
We've heard Gypsy, and we've heard little stories about Gypsy this whole episode. I'm kind of surprised you didn't
Oh.
immediately go, oh well, people need to follow her on
All
Instagram.
right. So her Instagram is the underscore gypsy underscore cat underscore. And our cliffhanger, so you'll want to listen to the next episode, is in the next episode, I'll reveal her real name.
Oh, that's good because even I don't know that.
Oh my God.
I guess I'll have to listen to the next one too.
I know. Don't you want to listen to the next episode?
I
Find
do,
out? Oh my gosh. Everyone does.
and they will have to. Till next time, people. And by next time, I mean like a minute from now for us, but who knows for you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Wow, that episode was sizzling, wasn't it? For more content like this, how about you subscribe to the channel down below? While you're there, how about you like this particular episode and share it with your friends?